25 things you didn't know about Melania. In Slovenia, I was a catalog model, which is what you call a model you order out of a catalog. I have no first language. I hope I inspire little girls everywhere to marry for money. Oh, that's...
Maher opens with a mock segment styled like a celebrity magazine feature, teasing Melania Trump with the line, 25 things you didn't know about Melania. The delivery mimics tabloid absurdity, setting the tone for satirical exposure. His joke about being a catalog model lands because it undercuts the glamorous myth surrounding her background. He reframes it in consumerist terms, as though she were an item to be ordered rather than a person of prestige. The audience applause confirms the effectiveness of his humor. Not cruel, but sharply ironic, using the language of marketing to mirror the transactional image of her marriage.
And finally, new rule. Someone has to ask cops, why aren't you insulted that Donald Trump thinks so little of you that in city after city he's sending in military troops to do your job? Why doesn't that piss you off? Well, and finally, new rule, Melania Trump must do what dozens of buildings around the world have done and take the Trump name off. So far, over a dozen Republican candidates tried to stop Trump and couldn't. Hillary couldn't. Never Trumpers couldn't. Mueller couldn't. Is there anyone left who can check Donald Trump? Yes, Melania.
In this quick line, Maher continues the roast-style mockery, exaggerating Melania's public awkwardness. By saying, I have no first language, he lampoons her heavily accented English and the awkward interviews she's given, turning linguistic difference into comedic character work. The deeper humor lies in the absurdity of claiming no first language. It implies total detachment, both cultural and emotional, reinforcing the larger theme that Melania seems alienated from the very world she inhabits.
Ants like Trump now? They name weapons systems after him. They've even dressed like him with the trademark suit and tie. Available exclusively at Banana Republic.
This punchline turns the traditional moral of celebrity interviews upside down. Instead of inspiring empowerment or education, Maher imagines Melania promoting the shallow value of wealth through marriage. The laughter comes from the reversal of expectation. It's a darkly comic commentary on the transactional nature of her relationship with Donald Trump. Beneath the humor, the joke ridicules societal double standards and the fetishization of wealth that blurs ethics and ambition.
Every time I look at my husband, I'm reminded of the Slovenian national dish. a fat, greasy sausage filled with cheese. I once caught Mike Pence trying on my stilettos. Well, my Secret Service codename is that poor, poor woman.
Maher shifts from personal satire to political irony. His new rule challenges law enforcement to recognize Trump's disrespect toward them by replacing local police with military force. It's a biting comment on authoritarian overreach disguised as patriotism. The joke's sharpness lies in its inversion. Maher asks police to feel insulted not by critics, but by the man who undermines their purpose.
That's fine for personal grief, but if it's political at all, we should acknowledge our 5 stages really are, someone on your side definitely did it. This theory I saw on the internet proves I'm right. Fuck you, you're why everything is terrible. I know you are, what am I, and please don't be the same ethnic group. Still guys eating the ass of another man. Some even talk like him now, with the crazy, over-the-top exaggerations. About our new tariff policy, Commerce Secretary Ludnick said, these policies are the most important thing America has ever had. Yeah, take that Emancipation Proclamation in Louisiana.
Here Maher uses his signature new rule format to blend humor with political symbolism. Buildings worldwide removing the Trump name become a metaphor for detachment and reputation cleansing. By suggesting Melania should follow suit, Maher fuses comedy and critique. The personal mirrors the political. It's a perfectly constructed satirical metaphor, renaming as emancipation.
Are off from following the news, and who could blame me if you did? America is now a country where, first in LA, then in Washington, D.C., and soon coming to a city near you, the new normal is troops in the streets. The exact thing we've never done here, except for true emergencies, and the thing we most don't want to become normal.
In this segment, Maher exaggerates Trump's unassailability. Every political opponent has failed. The only person left who could check him, he jokes, is his wife. It's a comedic crescendo that frames Melania as the final line of defense against his power, using the irony of intimacy as a form of resistance. The laughter comes from the absurd but plausible notion that the person closest to him could also be his undoing.
Bill in Congress to add Trump to Mount Rushmore, because like Washington, he's a patriot, like Teddy Roosevelt, he's a renegade, and like Abraham Lincoln, he's not really helping the theater scene in Washington, D.C. Yeah, the Kennedy Center is not something I really care a lot about, but I do care that an American president doesn't see anything wrong with him personally taking it over, or that his communications director, Stephen Chung, said it was justified because Trump, quote, is a virtuoso.
This gag stretches Trump's obsession with branding to military absurdity. By saying they name weapons systems after him, Maher mocks the cultish glorification surrounding Trump, suggesting even warfare has adopted his image. The Banana Republic quip doubles as a political pun, both a clothing store and a term for corrupted states, implying America under Trump has become exactly that.
Here's what happened. Remember DOGE, the Elon Musk-helmed Department of Government Efficiency that brought in a teenage squad of tech geniuses to reduce the size of government and didn't even do that? Well, one of them, a 19-year-old named Big Balls, got jumped in D.C. last month by some other teenagers, one a 15-year-old girl. So Trump called out the National Guard.
This line is both crude and perfectly crafted for shock comedy. Maher paints a grotesque metaphor linking Melania's national dish to Trump himself, excessive, oily, and overstuffed. The laughter it earns reflects the potency of visual humor. Audiences see the image instantly. It's the essence of Maher's comedic persona, intellectual insult delivered with unapologetic vulgarity.
Wrong when he tweeted the night before that I was critical of all things Trump. Not true. Check the tapes. Moving Israel's embassy to Jerusalem, loved it. The border did need to be controlled. I'm glad the cops are getting their morale back. DEI had gone too far. Biological men shouldn't be playing women's sports. Europe should pay for their defense. And of course, it makes sense that Arab countries should take in Arab refugees, like the million Syrians who wound up in Germany when Saudi Arabia took none. He said to me, "You're right, they took none."
Here Maher blends political caricature and absurd imagery. Mike Pence, known for rigid conservatism, becomes the butt of a joke about suppressed desire, as Maher quips that he was caught trying on my stilettos. The humor works on contrast, the repressed vice president placed in a symbol of flamboyant femininity. The Secret Service code name Tag seals it with irony, turning pity, that poor woman, into punchline.
Anti-feminists to say that in addition to doing everything men can do intellectually, women also have another power, the power of the ultimatum. Getting men to change their destructive ways by threatening to leave them, humiliate them, or cut them off in bed. It's a tale as old as time. In the ancient Greek play Lysistrata, women end a war by denying sex to their men. It was the original Bush doctrine.
Maher parodies the idea of Trump's self-glorification through exaggerated comparison to past presidents. Each comparison twists reality. Washington's patriotism becomes Trump's nationalism. Lincoln's theater death becomes Trump's metaphorical assault on culture. The structure of the line mirrors classical setup punchline rhythm, using history itself as a comedic prop.
Because when Donald Trump was a little boy, someone forgot to teach him the difference between a policeman and an army man. But there is a difference. The Pentagon is not Paw Patrol, and SEAL Team 6 is not Adam 12, and we don't need to send in the Marines to pacify Shake Shack.
In this section, Maher condemns Trump's disregard for institutional integrity with sardonic wit. The humor stems from understatement. "I don't care much about the Kennedy Center," followed by moral outrage at its politicization. By quoting the absurd justification, Trump is a virtuoso. Maher turns sycophancy into self-parody, showing how flattery replaces merit in Trump's orbit.
What I'd like to do now is prove to you what a fool's errand it is to try and connect today's brand of nut who commits political murder to the other side. Take Ryan Ruth. He's the lying in the bushes weirdo who's on trial now for attempted assassination of President Trump, and he's representing himself. Always a great strategy right up there with doing your own dentistry. He started his courtroom presentation by saying, "Why are we here? Is it not to care for one another and to hold one another? Because nothing says care for one another like pointing a gun at someone's head while they're golfing."
This segment showcases Maher's skill at cultural shorthand. He mocks Trump's militarization of domestic issues through pop culture comparison. The Pentagon as Paw Patrol, a children's cartoon about rescue dogs, turns complex political critique into instantly relatable humor. His final jab, "We don't need the Marines to pacify Shake Shack," makes militarism sound as ridiculous as sending troops to guard fast food. Maher pivots to commentary on political violence, exposing the absurdity of extremists who justify violence with self-righteousness. By ridiculing a man representing himself in court, Maher shows how fanaticism and incompetence often coexist. The "doing your own dentistry" line is pure Maher, smart, dark, and perfectly paced. The closing bit ties his moral critique to his comedic rhythm. He quotes the assassin's bizarre courtroom statement about caring for one another, immediately undercutting it with the line, "Because nothing says care for one another like pointing a gun at someone's head while they're golfing." It's the ultimate Maher-style finale, exposing hypocrisy with lethal brevity.